Hello everyone, my name is Joyce McTeer. I am the owner and operator of La Georgia Creations. I am coming to you ladies and gentlemen today to show you how to do this ring. This is a wire wrap ring and I am going to show you all how to assemble it. Here are the items that you are going to need for your DIY. Okay, you're going to need some 26 gauge wire. You are going to need a piece of 20 gauge wire. You are going to need a ruler. You're going to need a piece of 12 gauge wire, which is this purple wire. You're going to need your wire cutters, your round nose pliers, flat nose pliers, and a choice of your beads, and a ruler, and a choice of your beads. So these are the beads that I am going to be using for this DIY. I showed you all these beads in my Jewelry Talk Live on Friday. I'm going to be using these beads here, and I'm also going to be using a 6mm bead from here as well, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started. Cut our wire 10 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and measure this 10 inches. So I'm going to be cutting till about right there. Let me get my wire cutters. Hold on for 1 minute, y'all, because I got stuff everywhere. So we're going to snip that off, okay? And then the next thing we're going to do is, and I don't know if y'all remember me doing a haul, but I got this 26 gauge wire from Dollar General. Remember when I was telling y'all, get over there and get you some good stuff. Get you some goodness, y'all. This wire right here, you can use great for floral crafts, jewelry, wreaths, and more. And this is 26 gauge, okay? So what I am going to do with this, I am going to cut 24 inches. And because y'all know how obsessed I am, right? Well, I'm going to do 1 yard, and then I'm going to double it. I'm going to do 24 inches. So I'm going to do 1 yard, and then I'm going to come and I'm going to fold it in half and make it long enough to do, I want it double, okay? So this is what I'm going to do. It's not 1 yard, but it's 12 inches. So you want 12 inches, but you want to double it, okay? 12 inches, but double it. So we're going to snip right here, and we're done with this. And we're done with our ruler. So the next thing we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I am going to make a loop, okay? I'm going to make a loop. Just like this. And this is pretty much what you should have, ladies and gentlemen. That's my loop. Now, once I make my loop, my piece of the 26 gauge. Now, let me tell you, you can use 26 gauge wire, you can use 24 gauge wire, and you can use 22 gauge wire, okay? But this is 26. So the smaller the wire, the more easier it will be able to bend, okay? So I'm going to take my piece that I folded in half and I cut 12 inches, okay? And I'm going to take it and I'm going to insert it through the hole, okay? I'm gonna, wait a minute, insert it through the hole, bring it all the way down, just like this, okay? Now this is what you're gonna have. It's gonna be attached, okay? Now I need to squeeze this in to make sure that don't come out, okay, with my flat nose pliers. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to tie a knot. So I'm going to tie a knot just like that. Just like this, okay? I'm tying a knot, okay? And then I'm going to just take these two pieces, squeeze them together, and pull them. Okay, and this is what you're going to have. This is going to be in its place. It's not going to move. Don't worry about this piece right now because I'm not going to be working with that piece. And you know what, y'all? Y'all know I do it every single solitary time. You are also going to need some 20 gauge wire. Like I said, if you're not comfortable with using 20 gauge wire, what did I do with it? Because 20 gauge wire can be a little hard for some people. So if you're not used to using it, you don't have to. I got to open up a new pack. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut off at least, I'm going to say at least 15 inches. Because I'm sorry, y'all, this is one of the things that I should have mentioned in the beginning of the video. I have to apologize. So sorry for that. So about 15 inches. Now, what you could do, you could use the 26 or the 24 or the 22 gauge wire, whatever you have, and do this whole project, okay? But I like this gold wire here because this is tarnish resistant wire. So I like to use this. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to come up at the top where I have the loop, and we are going to wrap it onto our wire. So we're going to take it around. We're going to wrap it a couple times. So I'm going to do it at least 3 times, okay? And that's the third one, okay? Bring it around and make sure that when you're wrapping it, that you're holding it together as tight as you can. I want you all to see what I'm doing. And every now and then, you may have to go in with your pliers to squeeze it together to make sure that it is tight, okay? You don't want any gaps if you can help it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to just take this and squeeze that. Now I'm going to take my wire cutters and I'm going to snip off this excess right there on the top. So we're going to snip this off. Now I want to say this. You don't have to make this. Then I'm going to take my flat nose pliers and go in and just squeeze that in so it will be flushed up against the wire. What I was going to say is you don't have to make this ring big and chunky. Like this is really big and chunky. You don't necessarily have to do that. It's up to you. However you want to do it, ladies and gentlemen, it will be completely up to you. So now I'm going to start putting on my beads. So I'm going to run my beads down my wire. And I have done something similar. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have to just make sure that this is... And y'all, I found out that these nylon pliers are good with straightening out your wire. Sorry, y'all. Almost knocked my camera down. All right, so I found out that these are good for straightening out your wire, but sometimes I just like to use my hands because I'm not really used to using these, trying to show off and look crazy. All right, y'all, so I'm going to go ahead and put on my first bead, and I'm going to bring my bead all the way down. And what I am going to do is I want all my beads to be in the same direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this over. I'm going to turn my loop to the side. I'm going to put my bead just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to start wrapping. So I want to hold it as tight as I can, and I'm going to start wrapping it around. So, and we're going to do a series of 3 wraps. That's 1, 2, and we got 3 already. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so when you get to your 3rd one, that's when you add your next bead. So my next bead I'm going to add on is going to be one of these. When you're working with a lot of wire, this stuff really moves, y'all. When I say it moves, it moves. So I'm going to add one of these. Now, I also want to let you all know that you don't necessarily have to use the beads doesn't necessarily have to be the same size. They can be a different size, okay? So I'm going to do this pretty much the same way. And I'm going to wrap it around 3 times. That's 1, 2, 3, okay? And that's all you do. You just, however you want your pattern to be, you just 1, 2, you know, that's all you do. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you all one more time, because I don't want the length of this video to be too long. So I'm adding one more on, and I'm going to do this one the same exact way that I did the very first 2. So I'm going to hold the bead as tight as I can, hold it in place, and wrap it around. Now when you're holding it and wrapping it around, just hold it really, really tight, okay? And this is 3. Come up, okay? So this pretty much is what you are going to have starting your ring. Make sure this is going to move a lot, so don't worry about it moving. You got this in place. You want it to stay to the side though, okay? And I'm going to tell you once we get to the next step. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do a series of putting these on, because this ring does take time to make. And then I'm going to come back when I get to the next step. So I will see you all in a few. Okay guys, so pretty much I'm going to talk to you about what I did. You all saw me do the first 3. And then I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I did 20 beads, okay? This is what you should have. This is what it should look like. And like I said, you do 1, then you do 3 wraps, 1, 3 wraps. When I got down to the bottom, I just took the rest of my wire and went around until it was done, okay? I did not cut anything off. I ran completely out of wire, okay? Plus, you don't want to go down too far, because you want to be able to make your loop for you to put your finger through. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to bend this right here down like this. We're going to bend it. We're going to push it down and bend it like that. We're going to push it all the way up against the other piece. So you want to take your loop, bend it down, and press it up against this piece. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start wrapping this. So when I mean wrapping it, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start wrapping it in a circle, just like this. See what I'm doing? And we're going to do it all the way down. That's why you have to make sure that your beads are facing straight up. If they're facing to the side, you will not get the look. They have to be facing straight up, okay? You want to continue to wrap, and you want to go in a circular round motion, okay? And see, our ring is starting to take shape. Now, once we get here, that's it, okay? So we roll it all the way down until it takes its shape, okay? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to just take this piece right here and make like a loop for you to put your finger through. Okay, just like this. That's why I said it's adjustable. Okay, still don't worry about this piece right here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make another loop. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure, now you don't have to do this, this is completely up to you, but when the wire that I have on this aluminum wire will make the ring stiff, okay? So try to make sure that you have enough wire to wrap it all the way down, okay? I ran out of wire. This is one of the things why I said that sometimes you have to make sure you have more than enough, okay? Make sure you have enough. Now, it's up to you. You don't have to do it, but I'm telling you that when you put this wire on top of the aluminum wire, it will make the ring stiff, okay? So we're going to go ahead and make a loop on this part of the ring. As soon as I find my pliers. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make a loop. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just like this. And if you want to, ladies and gentlemen, you can add some gems onto this piece where I made the loop. You can add some extra things on this piece, but let me take this ring off so you all can see how it is going to fit on your finger. So you're going to put your finger through. This is what you're going to get, depending on how many, and then you take it and you squeeze it to fit your finger, okay? And this is your ring right here. Now this is not complete, okay? Because we still have to make sure that so the next thing you want to do is you want to take this piece right here. This piece right here that you have that's been sticking out, and you want to start weaving it throughout your ring. And the reason why you're going to start weaving it is because you want the ring when somebody buys it, you don't want it to come loose, because even though you're wrapping it, you're doing wire wrapping, it still has a possibility to come loose. So you want to do this weaving to make sure that it doesn't come loose at all. So what I did was, y'all see what I did the first time, and then we're going to push that through, and we're going to stick it back through this part right here, these two pieces together. And I'm using these two pieces together so that it will really stay nice and tight. Now this part that I'm doing does not have to be perfect, but you just want to go, let me show you. So I'm pulling it from here, I'm going to bring it through here, and I'm going to stick it down there. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a certain spot, but you just want to go around the whole ring, weaving it so that it will stay tight. Now I'm going to, once I do this, I'm going to show you all what it's going to look like. Okay, so right now this is tight already. Okay, then I'm going to take this piece and go between these two pieces here. Like I said, it does not really matter. You just want to make sure you pull it nice and tight. And then you're just going to go through another piece, these two pieces together, just like that. And then you just want to pull it, and you want to pull both pieces pretty much at the same time together, just like that. Okay, I'm hoping that I'm sure y'all can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, and then that's all you do pretty much, and you do it on the whole entire ring to keep the ring together, so that if you decide to sell this, no one will say, I bought a ring and the ring came apart. You know, because it takes time to do this work. And like I always tell y'all, you want to sell your best work. You don't want to sell people any old type of thing. So y'all can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm coming from this part here. I'm going to take it through here. And I'm just going to pull it, because this wire is really, really, really thin. Trying to get between, there you go. Sometimes you really gotta really wiggle and play with it and pull on it to get it to where you want it to be, because you really want it to fit down in between. You don't want it to be seen, okay? So as you can see, look, just from me doing that, that's gotten tight already. So we're just going to continue to go around. And we're going to take it through here, both pieces together. And then pull it through as tight as you can get it. And look, see how tight this is? And this is just from the weaving, from you weaving it. Then we're gonna go here and do the same exact thing. Push this through and then pull it. And pull it as tight as you can. And then we're gonna come here and do the same exact thing. And pull it. Pull both pieces at the same time. Okay. And then we're going to come here, because we're getting closer. So we're going to take it through here. Just like that. Pull those two pieces together and pull it as tight as we can get it. Just like that. And then we're going to come here, because this is our vocal point. So where you want to end up at is you want to end up where the very last bead is. And we want to wrap this piece to make sure this piece, the bead, making sure that this piece is secured to the whole ring. Okay, so we're going to push that through there. And then we're just going to pull it, these two pieces together, just like that. And that's not going anywhere, okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a piece here. I'm going to push a piece back through, just like this. okay? And I am going to tie this in a knot. So I'm going to tie it in a knot. And I'm going to tie it twice. And then, wait a minute, that got caught in there. Okay. Okay. Then I'm going to take these two pieces and I'm going to stick them through. Now, it doesn't really matter where you stick them, just stick them through until they come up through the top of the ring, okay? You want to pull it, there you go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our wire cutters and just snip that off. Okay, snip it. And we're going to take and squeeze that down. Okay, so that won't be sticking anybody. Okay, there it is. Okay, and then this is pretty much your ring, ladies and gentlemen. And you make your loop, and like I said, try to make sure that when you make these rings that you have enough wire to do all the way down, because you want the ring. Or what you can do is, since I ran out of wire, you can put some more wire on it. Start it here at the top and just come all the way down, okay? But here is your ring, and look, it's not going anywhere because you've weaved it, okay? And then you try it on. And like I said, you can put some gems. You can put whatever you want on your ring. You can make it big, like this. Like this is big and flashy. Or you can make it small, like this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add some more wire on this. And like I said, you can add some things on this side. You can put whatever you want on this, okay? And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is your ring. So I want to thank you all. I'm sorry that this video was long today, y'all, but some things take time, and in order for me to show you the proper way, the right way, instead of rushing through my video and cutting out the stuff that, the parts that's really important, I figured I'd take my time and do this video so that y'all could really see how this ring is really made, okay? So y'all have a wonderful and awesome day, and I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, back here on Tuesday Show and Tell. Enjoy the rest of your day, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and blessings. See ya.